Hey guys, this is Justin with Palmetto State Armory, and I'm here with the hex rail today. We had such good reception on this hex rail that we've decided to sell it individually. So today I'm going to show you guys how to install the hex rail should you buy it for yourself. So as you can see here, I've got my upper. I've already taken my old rail off and gotten it down to just the barrel. And so we're going to show you guys how to install it. So when you purchase your hex rail, you're going to receive a couple things in the box. You'll get the rail itself, you'll get a barrel nut, you'll get 3 handguard screws and 2 set screws. One set screw is going to be a little longer and one's a little shorter. So we'll touch on that here in a little bit. But let's get into how to install the handguard. First thing you're going to do is you're going to install your barrel nut. You'll take your barrel nut, you'll get a little bit of barrel nut grease here, and like I say, just a little bit. I like to put it on with a brush, and then I'll take my finger and work it in around. A little goes a long way on this barrel nut grease. And then you'll take your barrel nut and you'll slide it over the barrel, and then you'll tighten it down by hand. So now that we've got our barrel nut hand tightened, we can take our torque wrench and we can torque down our barrel nut. The mil spec setting is anywhere between 30 and 80 foot-pounds, but I like to do mine right at 50. So that's what I'm going to do now. I've got my wrench set to 50, and we'll just tighten it until it clicks. Right there. And now I know I've properly installed my barrel nut. You'll take your gas tube and gas block and you'll slide them over the barrel, and you want to push them up against the shoulder. And once it's up against the shoulder, you want to look down, make sure everything's aligned down the middle of the barrel. Once you've got your gas block slid up against the shoulder of the barrel, you can take your 3/32 screw and you're going to tighten this down to 30 inch-pounds. Keep in mind that you want to tighten these and try to do them at the same pace, so you're not just going to tighten one all the way down and then switch to the other one. And you want to tighten them both around the same time, kind of like you do your lug nuts. We'll go up top and confirm that that's in the middle again and up against the shoulder, and then go down to 30 on that. And then once you get the back one set, you can double check the front and double check the back. So now that we've got our gas block installed, we can go ahead and install our rail. You'll just slide the rail over the barrel, the gas tube, and the barrel nut. When it gets to about right here, if your handguard is too tight, the smaller set screw can be inserted right here in order to help spread the handguard out and get over the barrel nut. And then here is a little bit of personal preference. Some people will put a little additional grease on the barrel nut in order to help that handguard go over. That's up to you guys if you want to do it. I'm going to go ahead and slide mine over now. See, it's nice and tight on there, and then you just want to make sure that your anti-rotational tabs go on either side of the upper receiver, and you want to snug that up against the upper receiver. So now we're going to go into installing our handguard screws, and these are going to be a 9/64 bit, and we're looking for 40 inch-pounds on these. So the important thing on these is it's kind of like tightening the lug nuts on your car. You want to start in the middle and then tighten the sides, but you want to go back and check each screw once you're done. So we'll start with our middle screw here. I'll get that started by hand, and then I'll take my driver here and just snug it up. Then I'll go to the right side. Get that started by hand. Tighten that up as well. Again, I'm just snugging these. I'm not torquing these all the way down yet. Then we'll install the bottom one. And then I will get them all snugged up as much as I can without getting to the 40. So now that we've got the 3 handguard screws installed, we're going to go ahead and install our set screw as well. These are 5/64, and we're going to go for 10 inch-pounds on these. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust my wrench down to 10 pounds. So now we're going to go ahead and install our set screws. We're going to start with the long screw. If you've already installed the left side or the smaller screw because you needed help getting over your barrel nut, then don't worry about that right now. But if you haven't installed either, then we're going to go ahead and start with the long screw. So we're just going to put this on our driver and get it started here. This set screw is the one that interfaces with the barrel nut and provides lockup for your rail. So this is a very important screw. So we're just going to tighten this up. And again, this is at 10 inch-pounds. So we're going to tighten it up until our driver tells us we can't tighten it anymore and we know we've got the proper setting on it. And now we're going to flip the upper around and tighten the smaller set screw as well. And these set screws are going to work in counteraction with each other to help hold the rail into place. So now that I've installed the longer of the 2 set screws, I've spun the upper around and I'm going to install the shorter screw. So you can see the off-center hole right here. It's going in that hole. So we'll get that started. This one is 10 inch-pounds as well. And then what I like to do is I will go ahead and go back to the other side and tighten that one as well, just to make sure that the other one didn't back it out at all, which in this case it did not. But Anytime you're working with screws that are working against each other, you always want to go back and double check that they didn't loosen the other one. So now that we've got the rail fully installed, we can go ahead and install our muzzle device back on. In this case, I just have an A2, so I'll just snug that up by hand. And then I'll take my muzzle device tool here, and I'll just give that a full rotation until it lines itself back up. Okay. So now that I've got my muzzle device reinstalled, my upper is complete, I've got the new hex rail installed, and I'm ready to go to the range. If you guys purchase a hex rail for yourself, be sure to tag us on social media. We love to see our products out in the wild. Until then, please comment below what you want to see next, and like and subscribe, and stay tuned for all of our latest projects and products. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.